Which halftime show did you watch, and why are you such a bad person? All right, something that also happened was the Super Bowl. This is a cultural moment in North America, apparently all of America, as if you watch the halftime show, Bad Bunny shouted out every single country in America, the entire North and South America continents, because hey, that's apparently what we're doing with the globalism thing. But we'll get to the halftime show in just a minute. But we were talking about COVID just a minute ago. And one of the people that, like, when you talk about, for me, one of the bands that was probably the most disappointing to look at during COVID was Rage Against the Machine. As you're looking at a group that the entire thing was anti-establishment. But hey, if you want to come to our shows, make sure you get that government mandated jab there, guys, and get your cards and all that stuff, right? I don't know if you guys recall that. You remember all that nonsense with Rage Against the Machine?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Rage for the Machine?
That's right. Well, Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine was also out there at the Super Bowl last night, and he was letting everybody know that, hey, I'm going to rage for the machine while with my $6,000 tickets at the Super Bowl, letting you know with the ice out.
God, you're so gay, bro. Just watch the game. Just enjoy hand egg for a few hours. Like, God.
Well, there's a lot of hypocrisy when it comes to this, as pointed out by Miles over here on X. Says, Tom, I tried to get into the Super Bowl without a ticket, but they wouldn't let me in. They've got a wall-like structure. I think you call it a fence or a gate. And they're trying to tell me I don't belong there. And if I don't get down, they'll have me arrested. Help, Tom.
It's perfect.
It's pretty genius right there. Mm-hmm. But, and that's the thing is I love Phoenix nailed it last week. As soon as you locked your doors, you became a hypocrite with this whole nonsense stuff. So with this whole ICE stuff. So look, there you go. And Chuck Rock points out, man, this is Marxist rocker at the $9,000 per ticket Super Bowl over here. He's getting flamed, as he rightfully should, when it comes to this. But that's where we're at with all this. Do you think that, like, I'm curious, what do you think Tom Morello's net worth is? Any idea?
He's got to be worth at least $1 million, maybe.
23 million?
23 million.
Sure, why not? I mean, he's a fairly successful guy. I don't like him, but he's,
Don't put me on the Price is Right, because you're probably way closer than me.
Well, I want to let you know that Tom Morello's net worth is around $45 million.
Because of the one good song. I like Rage for their music, but dear Lord.
That's all it takes, baby.
He makes about $3 million a year, which I don't know. I just would love to know if he contributes 80%, 90% of his wealth to those who are, need it, in his words. Maybe he should donate, almost all of it to these people who are getting booted out of ICE. Maybe he should just make an entire structure, maybe a house, offer his house for all these illegal immigrants to come hang out. But no.
They don't do that. They just sit in their ivory tower and make us plebs do everything. And then they use all the police protection, everything in the world, but they hate ICE for some reason. It makes so much sense.
Yeah. I mean, and to point out the hypocrisy is obvious, when it comes to the stuff. But that's where we're at right here. And you'll never see somebody so quick to virtue signal than a rock star, or somebody in the music industry or that industry right there. Speaking of rock stars, the big discussion leading up to the Super Bowl was the halftime show featuring Bad Bunny. Now, we can't show any of it. And Blabs, you said you didn't watch a single second.
Yeah, I didn't even know who Bad Bunny was until this year, and I thought it would be like some girl, right? Why would some dude name himself Bad Bunny?
I don't know. Maybe it's a hip, trendy thing to do.
Well, he's a Bad Bunny.
Such a Bad Bunny. Huh?
Speaking of Bad Bunnies, welcome to the show, straight from the hood on his birthday. Phoenix. Hello, Phoenix.
Hola los gatos. Just for Bad Bunny.
Did you
I wanted
say
to speak
hello,
Espanol.
cats?
Yes. That's the only thing I know in Spanish.
Okay.
Hello, cats.
There you
What
go.
up,
You
los
saw the
gatos?
Bad Bunny performance right there. That was it.
Awesome.
right.
There you go. Bingo. You're welcome.
Well, Phoenix, did you watch the halftime performance last night? Did you see any of
Fuck
it?
no. Fuck those commies.
Okay. All right. Well, I was at a neighbor's house, and they had it on, and there was I'll tell you exactly what it was. It looked exactly like this. This is the reaction to pretty much everybody watching this. This is at a sports bar here. As people are just kind of sitting there watching. Nobody's really moving or grooving. Nobody really cares.
Yeah.
It was just kind of like, what the hell are we watching here? Because it not a single word of it was in English, right? And some people will praise that, and I don't know. It is what it is.
All they heard was "It's a chalupa, misa salgupa, tegucia pala, isa tadupa." Like, all of his songs sound exactly the same, except for the one where they slow it down slightly, because of course everybody has to do that one. I don't really see the appeal in it. Like a couple of years ago, he was doing okay stuff. He jumped, like he got in a dress once, which was fucking ridiculous, and everybody popped off about that, like that was the second coming of Jesus. Then he got in WWE for a little bit.
Yeah,
like I don't see the appeal.
Right. Look, it doesn't matter though, because you're not a part of the demo here.
Oh, right.
You
No,
know,
I apologize.
Well, I think they were trying to go for like international, like they're basically just trying to go global at this point.
Yes.
That's the whole
Yes.
idea. Yeah.
Yes, it's
So profit
100%.
over everything. Cool.
Right. Which, well, what's interesting though is when you go to when you pay $9,000 to go to the Super Bowl, you're treated to such a wonderful experience as the halftime show here. Speaking of people who are just like you and me, let's go to everyone's favorite fence sitter, Ludwig, who had way more than $9,000 tickets to go to the Super Bowl here. He witnessed the halftime show, and he wanted to let you know that it was quite impressive here. Here we go. All-around banger. Loudest the stadium has been all game. Bad Bunny haters in shambles here. From his probably $50,000 seat, surrounded by a bunch of other privileged folks. But what about the people that aren't in $50,000 seats? How did they react? Well, let's see how the rest of the stadium reacted to this. You can see a few people dancing here, but for the most part, just a lot of people standing, wondering what the fuck they were looking at the entire time right here. So varying contradicting reports depending on where you sat. If you sat up with the $8,000 seats versus the $50,000 seats, you got a much different experience. Give it up for the one lady with the booty dancing right there. Now, Eric, did you, Mitsu, did you watch, you said you did not watch this, or you did?
Oh, I watched it.
Yeah.
I watched it. I watched the whole game because I just, I wanted to see the game just in general because I like football. But I decided that I also was just going to knuckle down and see what they were going to try and do with the spectacle behind this, because everybody was talking about how Bad Bunny might go up there and say fuck ice or do something ridiculous. And it was tame. It wasn't good though. They all those people. This is something that was pointed out to me after the fact, and I was like, wow, this is true communism shit. They did a full Cesar Chavez style thing where they basically just had a bunch of people dress up like bushes for cosplay and run around behind him. But like, how much did those people get paid for this ridiculous performance just for them to sit there dressed as a fucking bush? You could have done so much more with that money for any cause that you could think of. And of course, the production for the show too. And it didn't have subtitles. That was a huge thing. And that feels intentional, by the way. Just because, like, if I was to do something like that in Japan, right? I would, and you bring an English speaker to Japan, you have Japanese subtitles. It just fucking makes sense. Yeah. And you're going to have a Spanish speaking person come and do a song in Spanish here in the United States, or an entire Spanish set. Nobody's going to, not nobody, but most people aren't going to be understanding it. So you have to, that's where the production comes in. So did nobody say, hey, maybe we should do some sort of cool subtitle thing so people can actually register what the fuck he's singing about? At that point, it feels like they didn't want people to know what he was singing about just in case he went off script.
You mentioned the Bush people.
Yeah.
Here's video of it right here. We kind of saw this. This is from the Ludwig's actual $50,000 seats here. Yeah, people dressed as fucking bushes walking on, which Honestly, it's kind of amazing the idea that they felt that instead of just people walking out and putting a bunch of bushes down, they just dress people as bushes to serve as said bushes.
Can
It
you
reminds me of the
imagine all
ending of
these
GoldenEye.
Can you imagine all these people taking like selfies in their bush costumes? Be like, we did it, Mom. We're at the Super Bowl. Selfie is just like a bush.
I'm not sure if I'm amazed by that, or like if I think just logistically, I'm like, wow, that's pretty amazing. Or if I'm kind of shocked that so many people are like, yeah, I'll be a bush. Yeah, I like to be a bush. That's good.
Money's money, man. Times are tough. I'll
I mean,
take a
being part
$2,000
of-
paycheck.
Being a part of the Super Bowl, I'm not really surprised people took that offer up. It's like, yeah, it was the Bush in the Super Bowl. At least I was there.
You're
God.
right,
I hope they were
right.
numbered Bush number 65.
You
Bush
know
number
they have to
67.
be. They absolutely are because of all the costumes and everything. They 100% are. Because some person who's like 5 feet tall isn't gonna fit like a 6 foot one, right? So they definitely are. That's hilarious.
That's true. That's a good
I
point.
love
You
the
know
idea
what? From
that
a fir-
the
I was gonna
bushes
say
were
from a-
custom fit for the size person. We went from left shark to Bush 72. You know, like what are we doing here? You're saying
From a first person shooter perspective, I mean, they're all wearing ghillie suits, so that's pretty cool if they're training for Nam.
That may be the most American thing we've seen over here. It's pretty, there we go.
Actually, yes.
That's right. Well, I'll tell you what, man. We've seen a lot of varying perspectives on this, and XQC actually feels that it's disrespectful that the NFL chose Bad Bunny to perform the Super Bowl halftime socials because he didn't speak a damn lick of English here. So let's see what XQC, who also has a hard time speaking English.
Shut up on that.
Yeah, let's see what he had to say.
People still pay like $1,000 to go to the game, but people pay $1,000 for the game. I mean, it's kind of disrespectful, right? To make the experience all for somebody else compared to the people that actually go there and there are their number one customer base. I don't think it's fair. I think it's kind of lame. I mean, really, dude. And even though those who don't, I don't even know if they listen to the Bad Bunny songs. I think it's just kind of a miss, just because the people won't really jump around and sing the songs. And for the people that are paying the ticket to go to the Super Bowl, they might argue, yeah, but it's a big televised event.
Who the fuck is Bad Bunny?
What about those who paid for the tickets, though? They go there to have a football
27
experience,
months XQCL.
right? Sing some songs along and shit like that, and they can do that. I don't think I agree with that. I think it's just bad.
So it's interesting because I think the one thing that he's leaving out here is that way more people are going to watch it on TV. The Super Bowl is not for the people there, right? I think we all understand that. You saw the people just kind of standing there looking there. You know, there's the one lady twerking in the aisle, but everyone else just like, what the fuck am I looking at here? There's way more people that are going to watch it on TV. It's a TV product. It's not meant for the people in the stands, because otherwise he would be singing to the people in the stands. Instead, he's singing to a camera, right? And Phoenix, you touched on this earlier, right? This idea that it's Asmongold said this, XQC is kind of right from a viewer POV, but as with most companies and organizations, the NFL probably has a growth mindset. They've already locked down the American audience and are probably hoping Bad Bunny might bring in a new audience of Spanish-speaking viewers. Pure business.
Yeah,
This
like
is
so.
what destroyed Borderlands.
It's the same playbook, and I know I'm the most hated guy in the world with this, but it's the same playbook. One side doesn't do anything, so you can always push them around. So that's easy. Now, if I had put on there some right-wing Trump band, let's just say, or let's say you did put a Kid Rock, you would see boycotts everywhere. Every single celebrity be on social media. News reports would be talking about racism, you name it. So from a purely money-making perspective, this makes an enormous amount of sense. Keep pushing this side because they don't do anything, and keep making money other places. You almost can't blame the corporations for doing that.
Yeah, it's strictly a money thing. That's it.
Yeah.
They know that millions of people are going to watch it in the United States. How many are going to watch it globally? Oh, he's speaking Spanish? Oh, he represents me, mi cultura, my culture. You know, whatever, like, oh, okay, well then there we go. Oh, he's speaking Spanish. Let's go. You know, it's interesting. Now, there was a lot of talk about about the halftime show and there being an alternative. We're going to get to the Turning Point USA thing here in a second, but let's see some of the response here. X-Ray Girl, friend of the show, Blabs put this in there. The Super Bowl halftime show was a fun watch for me as a fan of Spanish music and salsa dancing, but this is disappointing to be catered to. This is supposed to be catered to an American audience. The fact that Bad Bunny barely spoke English is disappointing. I love his music, but this was not the show for the Super Bowl. By being exclusive, you alienated the majority of your audience here.
The Super Bowl is supposed to be, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, it is an American tradition. It is supposed to have American traditional values and speak to your American audience. And so obviously they're just making it a global thing, which negates what this was supposed to be. It's like taking Thanksgiving and substituting turkeys with like chalupas or some bullshit. They're obviously trying to expand this out, and since no one is saying anything, it's going to keep going that way. I wouldn't be surprised if next year is K-pop and all sorts of other bullshit.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
That
yeah.
would be amazing if it's K-pop, because it's like the complete opposite of football. The
You don't want
absolute,
K-pop Demon Hunters?
total side.
That's where they should have gone with it, is the K-pop Demon Hunter thing. But so look, I think X-Ray Girl, her point is valid. Now, the one thing about this, though, this comes from Mexican Iron Man, friend. I think he's a longtime viewer of the show. This is talking about this. Piers Morgan was talking about the response to the president. President Trump said pretty much is like the worst ever. Piers Morgan's like, hey, I disagree. I loved Bad Bunny's halftime show. It's amazing. Theatrical, great energy, superbly confident performance. And Spanish is first language for 50 million Americans, to which Mexican Iron Man says the lyrics are offensive. You white people don't even know what you're listening to, which, Blabs, I would love if you could read off these lyrics for me, please.
Are you sure?
Yeah, just go ahead and start from the top line here from Real
All
G.
right,
Yeah.
Real G, guiding the new generations with the OG one, galactic style lust. Yes, so that your panties get wet. Get horny and versatile. More slutty than Betty Boop. The one who got horny, mommy, was you. I stay killing with the you. No, pussy with dick with ass, push it. And no, I can't read the rest of this. I'm done.
This can't be
That's
real.
it.
Hell yeah. Hell
Get
yeah.
horny and versatile?
What does this even mean? Like, these are the actual lyrics that were
Can I
in
read
the
this?
show
Can't be.
yesterday?
It can't
Can I
be.
read this as Fred Fredberger?
There's no way they would allow these words on national TV like that, right?
Did they actually? Is this one of the songs he sang?
These are great questions, and I don't know the answer to it. But the fact that here we
There's
go.
no way.
Well,
I'm
I
sure that's
don't-
one of his songs, but I don't believe that was on last night.
My dick is being chased, and I want you to hide it. Grab it like a bonga. She took a pill that made her horny. She fucks in the Audi, not in the Honda. Aye! If I give it to you, you call me Thra. You call me because it's not to make you love me. If your boyfriend doesn't eat your ass, he better fuck off.
Doesn't even rhyme.
Majestic. If your boyfriend doesn't hit your house, you better fuck off. Yes.
Oh my God, are these the lyrics that he?
There's no way.
That
I,
bad.
I find that
Please, I need it.
It's very hard to believe that
Just
would
destroy
be
everybody.
on national TV.
I don't know. Let's find out. We'll ask.
Well, now
ask
you know
the,
why there was no subtitles, by the way.
See?
Okay.
See?
These specific lyrics are not from the songs Bad Bunny performed during his Super Bowl
I
halftime
figured.
show. Yes. So there we go. That's it's like when Eminem was on a couple of years ago, and Eminem says all the horrible shit and in his stuff. It is what it is. Now, Bad Bunny had his halftime show. The Super Bowl, the NFL had their halftime show. But there was a lot of talk about the alternative, the Turning Point USA halftime show. This is the what they call the All-American halftime show, I believe. As soon as they announced Bad Bunny, they announced theirs. And Phoenix, did you see the All-American halftime show?
I did.
What did you think of it?
I thought it was actually pretty impressive. For a first time out, and only like a few months of prep. I thought they did an incredible job for what it was. Obviously, it's not going to beat the Super Bowl, money that they have. But I think for a show, I think that was much more in alignment with what I believe the Super Bowl is supposed to be about than whatever this commie bullshit was.
Did anybody else see the Turning Point USA one? I skimmed it. I didn't watch it. You did?
Yeah.
What'd you think of it, Kay?
Honestly, I thought both were mid. I thought the Bad Bunny thing was mid and disrespectful, so I was more angry at it. I think TPUSA had a decent attempt. My issue was they kind of they started with slow music. Like they should have pulled in people right away. Had Kid Rock there right away and just gone and had a whole block. And there was just not enough energy to it. Mm-hmm. And then at one point he's just completely lip syncing and it looks terrible. So yeah, I had problems with both. I think it was a good attempt by TPUSA. I thought the production value was good and I hope they keep doing it. But I was not impressed by it. And you're trying to pull in people who people like me are going to go and watch that because I want to support the other side and I like alternatives. But if you're trying to pull everyone else in, that wouldn't work.
Well, the viewership on it was very good. It was one of the most viewed live streams in history on YouTube. I think it was I've heard the second highest. I've heard third highest. The point is that millions and millions of people decided they consciously made an effort to find an alternative, right? And this from Chris Pavlovsky, the CEO of Rumble, says the All-American Halftime Show stats, 19 million people on YouTube. 3.5 million people over on Rumble. Rumble 15% of the total. Not bad. Next year, let's make sure we beat them right there. So
can I just say real fast? I thought a huge mistake on their part. I sort of understand why TPUSA might want to do it, but I think they should have. First person they should have gotten was Tom McDonald. I think that would have been a pretty big draw, and especially in the youth. I think hopefully next year they can pull him in because Kid Rock is great and all. I only have respect for Kid Rock, but unfortunately that really caters to me, right? And you need to pull in a much younger demographic.
Yeah,
I 100% agree with you. At a certain point, it's like going Kevin Sorbo's our actor, okay, Kevin Sorbo was never anybody's actor until he became the conservative guy, right? There's, and Kid Rock is, he had his time, right? And everyone loves the Bud Light thing where he's shooting all the Bud Lights, and I liked him in Joe Dirt and all those things. That's great, but he can't be your number one guy, With that said, there was so much backlash, and it's also fucking tiresome. People who are pissed, as I put this out on X last night, I said I see a lot of people that are pissed that Turning Point USA made an alternative for the halftime show. Were they pissed at Animal Planet when they created the Puppy Bowl as an alternative to the Super Bowl? No, it's all fake and ideological. Alternative program is a good thing in all cases right here.
Did everybody forget that one of the greatest halftime shows of all time wasn't a halftime show either? It was The Rock versus Mick Foley in an empty arena.
Heat, let's go!
Oh
yes.
My god, I fucking loved Halftime Heat. Too salty. He fucking eats it and he just slaps Mick Foley in the head with the popcorn. God damn, that's what we need more of.
They actually posted that this past weekend over on YouTube. I watched the Halftime Heat WWF title.
Man.
Yeah, you can go find it right now. It's pretty good stuff. But that's great. I think you should totally have more of that stuff, whether it's WWE or Turning Point USA, or maybe we do something next year. I don't know. I think that's, it can be recorded ahead of time. It doesn't need to be live to tape. I think that was pretty good. So, having alternatives is never a bad thing when it comes to this stuff. And
I actually really like that idea. I would very much like to do that. If we could do our own halftime thing, even if it's just playing Tecmo Bowl together or some shit like that, I think that would be pretty fun.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Let's put it down.
However, I would love to. I just want to take money from these fucktards as much as we possibly can.
Cool.
No, hold up. Let me be clear on what I just said. I'm referring to the Super Bowl people, not our audience or anything. I just want to make sure that wasn't
Phoenix
misconstrued.
Please subscribe.
Right. But I think it'd be fun to do. Yeah.
What would the liberal alternative for this year have been if the roles were reversed? Do you think they would have put on this kind of show if Kid Rock was actually doing the 250 instead of Bad Bunny in this case? What would the liberal alternative for a halftime show have looked like if they had to do it that way? Would they have even done one at all?
I would have thought they would have gone with like Sabrina Carpenter or something like that, because she's so big.
I mean, she did the Muppet Show recently, I guess.
Yeah. I think they would have done exactly what they did and busted out Bad Bunny or something like that. I mean, they have an entire group of an entire catalog of people to choose from. They can do whoever they want. I see this. Phone Punk says Craig's entire brand is anti-woke, and he throws shade at Kevin Sorbo. What a hypocrite! No. All I'm saying is that Kevin Sorbo can't be the leader in the clubhouse for the top actor that you pull out. That's all. Like, dude, fucking A, that's great. I love it. But playing Hercules in 1993 shouldn't be the top actor in 2026. That's all.
Yeah, if you look at our side, it's a lot of old people like John Voight. Like John Voight's an incredible actor,
right?
But when you see a team of just like 50 to 90-year-old people on your entertainment side, and there's a bunch of youthful 20-year-olds on the other, you're gonna lose. That's all. That's all we're saying.
I love Kid Rock and Kevin Sorbo, but like, you need to have something that will pull in the audience beyond the people that will just have the patience for it. Like, I had to push myself to go watch the TPUSA one because the first concern I had was, ooh, this is too slow. They're not pulling people in right away. They should have started maybe slightly earlier. Like, you have such a small window of time to capitalize. You need to do it as powerful as possible. Kid Rock is a good choice. I don't think he was a bad choice. It just needed to be a little more star-studded, I think.
I think Kid Rock was a good choice for the first one. But if he's back again next year, they fucked it up. Right? Yeah. I think you're right. It needs to be Tom McDonald.
Tom McDonald, 100%.
Yeah. I didn't even think of him, but Phoenix, you're completely right. Tom McDonald.
And whoever that blonde singer is that sang the COVID song, I forgot her name, but that, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
She's very young. Get her.
But she's from Australia.
That's fine. I don't care.
All American. Let's go.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Clips of the show all the time. The live show Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Hit that subscribe button right here.